Good afternoon, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back once again, back to you with another health and fitness related live stream. Really lazy day here for me. As you could see in the thumbnail, and if you looked at the Facebook post, you probably already noticed that I'm not feeling depressed. I'm not feeling anxious. I'm just feeling really relaxed at the moment. So this may not be the most energetic live stream I've ever done. But let's see what happens. I've been having a lot of people request that I do these health and fitness related live streams from time to time. Not only to give you updates on how I'm doing with my health journey, with my lifestyle change, but hopefully to share some of your guys and gals ones out there as well. Let me know how everybody's doing. Are you living up to your goals? Are you meeting your goals? Are you exceeding your goals? Are you dragging behind? I want to know. So, what I want to talk a little bit about is ways that we can eat more healthy, but also have good tasting food. And that's really important because there's a lot of food out there. And believe me, it all tastes really good, but a good majority of it just is not healthy for you. It's not healthy for your waistline. It's not healthy for your blood sugars. And really, what's highly debatable now, but honestly, there's more evidence showing that this is true, is a lot of this highly processed, highly refined food is bad for your digestive system. It will actually have kind of a laxative effect on you, but what's bad about that is the faster it comes out, that means your body's not getting any nutrition. And a lot of these highly processed, highly sugarized foods, fast foods in general, have little to no nutritional value. So if it's going in and it's going right out again, the only thing you're getting out of that meal is a thicker waistline because the fat gets stored. It absolutely does. Your body will store that fat because it thinks it's going to need it in the future. And the sad truth about it is, most of the time it doesn't. You'll get to a point when you're eating fast food like that where your body's going to keep storing fat, 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 fat because you're getting what your body thinks is enough nutrients from the food just because of the sheer amount of food that you're eating. But you can still be obese and massively overweight and also be malnourished at the same time because you're not eating those fresh fruits and vegetables. You're not getting in the complex carbohydrates, those whole grains that are so important to our body. So, what I want to show you real quick is something that I am going to be adding to my diet, and I'm going to start adding this into my diet as of tomorrow morning. I've shared this with you for probably about the last 6 months, but for about the last 6 months to a year, actually pushing more like a year now. For breakfast, I've eaten one thing and one thing only, and that is oatmeal. Now, lately, it's been steel cut oatmeal because steel cut oatmeal actually works differently on your body than regular rolled oats. Rolled oats are still good for you, but steel cut oatmeal is better for your digestion. It actually, your body can work through it more quickly. And it doesn't, by that token, it doesn't raise your blood sugar quite as much. So those of you out there that have high blood sugar, diabetes, pre-diabetes, this is a very, very good option for you. Now, I usually sweeten it with maple syrup, and I use pretty much only 100% pure maple syrup, kind that you get like from Vermont or Canada, the kind that actually comes from trees, not the kind that is made in a lab with high fructose corn syrup, brown rice, sugar. There's a lot of weird things out there that they use. But if you're getting stuff like Log Cabin, Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth, all of those are fake. They are syrup only in name only. With a syrup, syrup in name only. There really is no real maple syrup in there. Now, the weird part of this is they actually do have hybrid maple syrups out there that are half real maple syrup and half the fake stuff, but even that is not that great for you. You're better off spending a little bit of extra money and getting the real maple syrup. Um, So I have that with my oatmeal. I always have a big bowl in the morning because breakfast is extremely important to your digestive system. You need to have the carb heavy meal in the morning, and then as you go throughout the day, you lessen your carbs. So for breakfast, I'll have my oatmeal. I usually put in strawberries, mangoes, and blueberries. So it's just my choice, and I have a banana on the side. And I'll sweeten it with a little maple syrup, and sometimes a little bit of honey. But lately, I've been hearing that the honey that you get in the store, believe it or not, is not as good for you as this stuff right here. This is unprocessed raw honey. Now, it does look a little different. You could see it looks, the best way I could describe it is like candle wax. But if you read it, it says contains live enzymes, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and antibacterial properties. The enzymes are like living organisms, and what they do once they get into your body, they work positively in your digestive system, and they help break down the food that you eat. It's similar to what you would find in the Greek yogurts and things like that. Um, it also says unheated, unfiltered, unpasteurized. Now that's very important because the honey that you generally get in the store, believe it or not, is processed. It is heated up, filtered, and pasteurized. And what that does is that kills everything in the honey, anything that's bad for you, but also the things that are beneficial for you. And there are more beneficial enzymes in there than there are non-beneficial enzymes, organisms, whatever you want to call them. Probiotics is another word there, but that's more associated with yogurts. Harvested in wild pesticide-free area. So again, organic, straight from the hive, cold pack. So this is going to be interesting. I have never actually eaten raw honey before. You could see it is really, really thick. As I pour it, you see how slowly it goes down to the lid there. I've heard people tell me that it is a little bit of an acquired taste. It is still sweet, but it's not exactly like the honey that we would normally find in the stores. So that is something I'm going to be adding to my diet here in the tomorrow morning. I'm actually going to start using that tomorrow morning. I'm going to leave it on the counter so I remember to put that in my oatmeal. So then for lunch, usually I'll have a sandwich. Generally, it's chicken salad, tuna salad. That's when I get a lot of my protein. And I do still have some carbs with the bread, but it's usually homemade bread that I make in my bread maker. And that way I know what's in there. I don't have to rely on getting bread from the store that you're not really sure if the ingredients are listed on there are exactly what's in that bread. And generally the quantities vary as well. And then I'll have a soup. I make the 15 bean soup, which you guys and gals have definitely seen in previous vlog videos. Very easy to make. It takes maybe about 2 hours of prep, and then you let it cook in a crock pot. Excellent. I do a huge batch of it, and it lasts me almost a month. And between that and the chicken salad or tuna salad sandwich, sometimes I'll do egg salad too. That's a good combination of protein and carbs. So between those two meals, I'm actually getting most of my daily recommended values of almost every food group in there. So generally for dinner, I'll make dinner very, very light. I might have a chef salad with a little bit of cut up chicken, something like that. Sometimes I won't even eat dinner. Sometimes I'll actually skip dinner, and that's okay. That's where the intermittent fasting comes in. I can't say enough about the benefits of intermittent fasting. Now, you don't have to go crazy with it. You can start with maybe a 12-hour fast, so 12, 12, 12 hours eating, 12 hours not eating, and then work yourself up. Right now, I am actually doing the 16-8. So basically, I fast for 16 hours, eat for 8 hours. If I have like a really bad day, like I went out to a restaurant and ate a little bit more than I should, then I might up it and I'll do the 18-6. So basically, I eat for 6 hours, fast for 18 hours. And you can build yourself up. It's definitely a process. A lot of people tend to struggle at night when it's nighttime because they're sitting, they don't have anything to do, work is over, they don't know what to do, so inevitably they just go to that refrigerator. And the really bad thing about this year, and a lot of people don't really think about this, is during wintertime, because of the cold weather, it's like a survival thing. Your body is craving the carb heavy meals. So things with starches, things like wild rice or potatoes or breaded chicken, or even, I mean, to give you an example, a lot of people I know will eat things like cereal at night, or you'll get that big bag of potato chips and polish that off. And the reason it is so bad for you this time, well, let me backstep here a little bit. The reason we crave it so much this time of year is because of the cold weather. Our bodies have been conditioned by nature to crave the things that will give us the most bang for our calorie buck. In other words, carbohydrates. They stick with you longer. That's what actually puts the pounds on. But you need it this time of year. At least your body thinks to keep your strength up, because when it's cold outside, you actually burn off more calories than you would during the summertime. So in winter, we have to be really careful not to overdo the carbohydrates. I think somebody's trying to get a hold of me here. Oh, it's just a couple of emails. All right, so we got 6 watchers or thereabouts. What does everybody think? How's everybody handling their diet/lifestyle change out there? If you came to this video, I know that's what you want to. I know that's what you're going to be talking about. So let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how I can help you. How you've done, maybe how you can help me. This is a two-way street. I'm on this fitness and lifestyle journey with you guys, not alone. See, alone we're weak. Together we're strong. I'm just perusing Facebook Marketplace while I'm waiting for somebody to comment there. I see Mark Covington is here. George Blakely is here. We got 7 watchers and 3 likes. Awesome. So some of you guys really enjoy this. I know that a lot of you out there like the tech talk, but being this is a variety channel, I definitely need to interject with some of these health and fitness vlogs and live streams. Actually, I need to actually do a health and fitness vlog for you guys, show you exactly what I eat during the day, because it's really important. Now, I can tell a lot of people till I'm blue in the face how I eat and how I'm living, but until you actually see it for yourself, a lot of people just don't understand it. And it's something that a skill that I've honed over these last couple of years. I eat the 15 bean soup all year long. I do it winter, spring, summer, or fall. You actually can do that. It's good for you all year round. McGrath, it's hard to stop eating sweet bread at night before bed, especially after having some drinks. That is the hard part. That was hard for me when I first started this, because nighttime, once again, you don't have a lot to do. You're laying in bed, or maybe you're sitting on the couch watching a football game, and your mind automatically goes to wanting to eat something. And that's the time you have to fight it. And it's not easy, but if you fight that urge it took me about 2 to 3 weeks where I wouldn't eat anything past 4 p.m. My body didn't crave it anymore. So you can train your body into thinking differently about food than it currently does. And that works. Believe me, you're talking to somebody who hardly has any willpower generally. But I was able to beat those cravings at night. Now, if you are fasting like I am, it is very important not to skip meals. Like today, I'm doing another, let me think about this here, 12, 13. I'm going to do an 18-hour fast tonight. I had my last meal today at noon, and I'm not going to eat until around, we'll say 6 or 7 tomorrow. It just depends on when I get up. But so for those, basically, I had my first meal today around 6. So 1, 2, 3. So basically, for those 6 hours, you got to try to accommodate breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even maybe a snack in. And that's what I generally do. And I eat whatever I want during those 6 hours. If I'm hungry, if I feel like eating something, I'll eat it. it's important not to deny yourself during those hours that you are eating. But the hours that you are fasting, you cannot cheat. Now, to help you out a little bit, you can have something like a sugar-free drink. Like I always keep my fridge stocked with Fresca. That's my go-to calorie-free, semi-sweet drink. Is it the greatest for you? No, because it does have what is it, NutraSweet in there. It's either that or Splenda. But anyway, it has artificial sweetener in there. But moderation, moderation, moderation. Anything in moderation is okay. And I have found that on the really tough nights when I'm really craving something and I want to break that fast, I find that helps to kind of soothe my sweet tooth. And it's perfectly fine because it does not have any calories. It's calorie free, fat free. It's basically just like drinking water. And that's the other thing we need to talk about. You have to be drinking a lot of water. That is one thing that will help you out immensely. And you'll have a lot of nutritionists tell you, oh no, you should never drink when you eat. If you listen to Dr. Mike, I think I'm going to say Dr. Mike because I know he has actually said this, but I know there are other doctors out there that have as well. There is no discernible difference between not drinking when you eat and drinking while you eat. In other words, it doesn't actually hurt you either way. As a matter of fact, it can be beneficial to drink a lot right before you eat or right at the start of your meal, because what water is going to do, it fills up your stomach so you can't actually eat as much. And that's the beauty part. I mean, if you drink a lot of water, like right before you eat or right as you're starting to eat, you won't be able to eat as much, because once you fill up your stomach on average, I think is maybe the size of like a baseball, something like that. It just depends. Now, if you're a big person, it could be bigger than that. But once your stomach fills up, if you physically try to eat anymore, you will, and I'm not going to say the thing, but you will be removing it vertically from your body. So in other words, you're going to. So drinking water is definitely, in my opinion, a good idea while you're eating, but a lot of people may argue that point, but it has always worked for me. And it doesn't necessarily have to be water, but try to stay away from the sugary drinks. Unsweet tea is a great option. There are some natural colas out there you can get at the health food store that are sweetened with things like carob, which do have natural sugar in there, but are a lot better for you than getting a Pepsi or a Coke, which has that nasty high fructose corn syrup. I always pray. I pray during fasts. I pray during, times that I eat. I always pray. But a very good question, Mark. I'm glad you asked that. But you got to remember, there are differences between spiritual fasts and fasting for health reasons. And I do both. But the one that we're talking about here is basically a food fast, just not eating food, giving your body a chance to cleanse itself, to work through the food that you ate during the day. And that's the biggest part of why you would want to do this. It's giving your body a chance to recover, basically, because we all tend to eat a lot, and I still eat a lot, but the fast allows my body to break down that food, use it up. It gives my organs a rest, namely the pancreas, which is the one that secretes insulin, and that's why so many people that are overweight and that eat too much tend to get type 2 diabetes, because you're taxing your pancreas. And what happens is the pancreas can't produce enough insulin to accommodate all the food you're eating. And that's kind of the start of type 2 diabetes. Now, the other part of type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance, where your pancreas still works. In other words, your pancreas may be still working just fine, but your body is resisting the insulin, which actually breaks down the sugar. Insulin is the chemical in your body produces, the pancreas produces, that breaks down the sugars in the foods and actually allows your body to use it. And if your body becomes insulin resistant, your body doesn't know how to use that sugar properly. That's right. Your body actually forgets how to use it properly. And that's when you get type 2 diabetes. And that's pretty much where a lot of our country is now. I've read a statistic somewhere that by 2032, I believe it was, they're predicting if we continue to go on the spiral downward that we are with our diets and our lifestyle, that 40 to 60% of the population of the United States will be diabetic or pre-diabetic. That's not good, folks. That's scary. That's some really scary numbers. And I'm not saying all this to freak anybody out, but there is a good reason why I'm doing these videos, these live streams. It's because there are so many people out there that are not stupid, but in what's the word? They're uninformed. They just don't have that information then to make the good choices. Now, is there a correlation between, this is the big one, a correlation between low income and unhealthy diets? Absolutely. Because for many years, we were led to believe that if you were a low income household, family, individual, whatever, that your only choice to make ends meet was to not make food at home, but go to places like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, KFC, and get fast food. Because yes, it is cheap. Believe it or not, it is generally cheaper to go to the fast food window at McDonald's, get a whole bunch of dollar McDoubles or dollar McChicken sandwiches, bring them home to the family and let them eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, than to actually go out and buy food and prepare it yourself. For many, many years, that was true. But guess what, folks? Something major happened in the last 5 years, only in the last 5 years in the United States. That is the introduction of 2 grocery stores. Anybody want to guess out there what 2 grocery stores I'm going to name? I'll give you guys a minute. We got 5 watchers. Let's see if you guys can get at least one of them. I'm pretty sure you will. Anybody out there have a guess as to which 2 grocery stores have changed the way low income people have been able to afford food? Mark Covington got one of them. Aldi. Aldi is probably the number one reason that people that have low income, and you know what, guys? I'm in that category. Technically, I am in the low income category. And you know what, folks? Aldi has been a game changer when it comes to being able to afford good, healthy, nutritious food that I can cook at home. The other one, I'll let you guys know because it's not all over the place. The other one is Lidl, Lidl. Aldi and Lidl they're basically sister companies. They're actually competitors, believe it or not. But as to their business model, they pretty much work the same way. But what I mean about this is Aldi has made the price of cheap produce, so vegetables, fruits and vegetables, and good quality ingredients, so cheap that you can actually feed a family of 3. I'm talking about family of 3. Now, granted, they're bigger families. I'm going with our family of 3 for 1 week. Good, nutritious food for under $100. That's right, folks. Aldi will let you do that. So nowadays, there is no excuse. There's no reason a family can't eat 3 good, healthy meals a day, thanks to Aldi and Lidl, depending on, again, where you live. Let me give you a great example. I went into Aldi the other day, and they had blueberries, a carton, which is a pint of blueberries, on sale for 99 cents. Normally, you go into a regular store, that's $3, sometimes $4, depending on the time of the year. Potatoes, they had a 10-pound bag of russet potatoes for $2. They had a pack, which included about, I think, 5 or 6 zucchinis. Those were $2? $2. I can go on and on and on and on. But you go into their It's a great one. This is where Aldi's where I get my steel cut oatmeal, because I get the big container of steel cut oatmeal, same size as you get in the grocery stores, um, for about $2.50. In the grocery store, the regular grocery store, that's twice the price. Heck, in Walmart, it's $5 usually. Sometimes you can get the cheaper one for like $4, but that's the quick oats one, and I'm not a big fan of that in the steel cut form. McGrath, if you want cheap fruits, vegetables, and meats, hit up Mexican supermarkets. Unfortunately, we don't actually have any of those around here, but that's a good point. I mean, you can also go to produce stands, local sources like that. But again, price wise, if you're talking about a low income family, they're going to struggle because the prices at those types of places are usually much higher than somewhere like Aldi and Lidl. So the whole point of this is to kind of get information across, let people know that you have choices. Now, is everybody going to make a good choice when it comes to their diet all the time? No, I don't. To be perfectly honest with you, I've made bad choices, even in recent weeks. But the thing is, you want to mitigate the damage that you do on the days that you're eating the junk food, and try to do better the next day. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And, results don't lie. I am half the man I used to be, and in a good way. I weigh half, actually less than half of what I used to weigh 4 years ago. And the only way I did that was to totally think differently about food and the way I'm living my life. No longer does food have a grip on me. I have a grip on it. For many years, food was my vice, just the same as people who were addicted to alcohol, addicted to illegal substances, addicted to cigarettes, all these different vices. Food was my vice. Food was my comfort. It was my solace in times of trouble. And it isn't anymore. Are there times that I still overeat? Yeah, we all will. I mean, that's just human nature. But I know that the next day I can get up and say, okay, Matt, yesterday you ingested 5,000 calories. Maybe you burnt off four of them, but that's still $1,000 or $1,000, a thousand a calorie surplus. That means that if I don't do something the next day, my weight is going to start going up again. So very, very important that you also look at your calorie count. And there are apps out there that can help you with that. I've gotten to the point where I know what calories are in what things that I eat, so I can keep an eye on it during the day and figure out what I may need to cut back on. But for those of you that are just starting this out, um, there are a lot of tools online that can actually help you with this. And I'm going to try to pull a good one up here. I think, okay. Now, this first one here is a good one. This is a calorie calculator. I'm going to share the link. This will actually tell you how many calories a day you should be eating, and it also gives it to you by age, by gender, by height, by weight, and also by the amount of exercise that you get. So that one is really important. Let me try to pull up another one here. Now, hopefully these stay even once the live stream is over. I don't know if that's the case or not, but we're going to give it a try. This is from WebMD, and this is what they call a common food calculator. In other words, if you go to this website, you can go look at it here. And just to give you guys an example, I'll pull up bananas. I eat bananas at least 2 a day. So I'm going to click on bananas. And wow, the first thing it actually gives you here is ice cream. And the cool thing is actually give you different brands here. But let me see if I can just find a regular banana here. calories per cup. Okay, here it is right here. Bananas fresh mashed. So a half a cup is 100 calories. So if you want to measure out what your banana is exactly, you would actually have to mash it up and put it into a measuring cup, because no two bananas are the same size. But on average, a banana is anywhere between a whole banana is anywhere between 100 to 150 calories depending on the size. But I mean, there are other things on here too, and I'm actually going to go ahead and save this, because this is a really good calculator to use. Let's pull up something else here real quick. Popular foods. Man, I wish it had strawberries on here. Let me see if I'm just missing it real quick. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. And my typing is terrible today. Okay, so strawberries, fresh sliced, are 27 calories. And again, that's for a half a cup. So again, cut them up, put them in a measuring cup, and they'll tell you exactly how many calories are and things like that. But the idea behind this site is to give you a rough idea on the number of calories that are in the foods that you eat. So if you want to be really religious about this, everything you eat or you plan to eat during the day, you could look up, write down the calories, the amounts, and then you can figure out exactly how many calories you're ingesting on a daily basis. Marco's, no two bananas are alike. Isn't that the truth? Man, that is really the truth. I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm going to fill this calculator in with my weights. We're going to say, where is it? Say 212, because that's about what I am right now. And I would say I am very active, anywhere between very active and extra active. We're going to say extra active because I actually do 20 plus thousand steps a day. So, okay, this is a great one. So this one is for me. You'll have to do this by yourselves later, but for me, to maintain my weight, I would have to ingest 3,727 calories a day. Mild weight loss, 3,477 a day. That's about a half a pound a week. If I want to lose a pound a week, I'd have to go down to 3,227 calories a day. And if I want extreme weight loss, like I really wanted to lose weight quickly, that would be 2 pounds a week, and I have to go down to 2,727 calories. Now, we'll preface this by saying that the closer you get to your ideal weight, now your ideal weight is going to be different depending on your body structure. As you get closer to that ideal weight, your weight loss is going to go down, and your weight loss is going to decrease immensely. To give you guys a great example, for the last 6 months or so, I've been anywhere between 205 to 220 pounds, with very little wiggle room in there. Like, I've never been above 220 pounds again. I've never been below 205 pounds. So that means for my body, that's where I need to be, somewhere in that range. And if I go by the doctor's charts, that's about what they say. For me, they say like around 209, maybe 210 pounds. But it all depends on your body structure. If you're somebody out there that is a small bone person, then your ideal body weight might be a little bit less. So the best thing to do is be informed. I've given you guys some really, really good resources here to kind of help you along, maybe give you the idea of what you should be eating and the amounts that you should be eating. But also remember to talk to your doctor. Sometimes a nutritionist is not a bad idea. Nutritionists, believe it or not, although a lot of them aren't necessarily doctors, they actually have more food knowledge than doctors do. So if you can combine your regular general practitioner, your regular GP, with a nutritionist, those two combined, you should be able to figure out a diet program that'll work for your needs. All right, everybody, we're coming to the end of this live stream. I don't have anything else to talk about, so we're going to devote the last couple minutes here to questions. If anybody has any questions about what was discussed, go ahead and put them in the live chat. That's what I'm here for. Ooh, excuse me. You guys did not need to see that. Swag Panda 94 says hi. Oh wow, looks like somebody's giving away a Model M keyboard here. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out later. Not supposed to interject technology into this, but I can't help every once in a while perusing Facebook Marketplace. Mark Covington asks, is there any kind of apple which is best for you? Well, technically, they're all good for you, but the best apples are the ones that have a little bit more tartness to them. So things like a Macintosh apple, a Cortland apple, what was the other one? Red Delicious apples. And even Granny Smith. Granny Smith apples are excellent. So the ones that are a little bit more on the tart side, and a little less on the sweet side, are technically the best ones for you. But you know what? Any apple's good. I would say just eat whatever apple you like, almost. And nothing too great on Marketplace today. I think everybody's waiting for their tax refunds to come back in. I haven't even hardly seen anything new listed recently. Sometimes I'll peruse the vehicle section just to see if there's anything else out there that I may want to buy. Swag Panda 94, is white bread good for me or wheat? Okay, that's actually a good question. The best breads out there are the whole grain breads. So wheat-based breads, whole grain breads, sprouted oats. Actually, Aldi has a sprouted whole grain and oat bread that I like. It's actually in the organic section. It's about $4.50 a loaf, and it's in an orange package. So that is your best bet, and much better for you than white bread. However, people that have celiac disease can't process whole grains, wheat, so they have to go gluten free. And if you are gluten free, then actually white is going to be your only option. That's really the short answer. But if you can handle wheat and whole grain, do it. It's so much better for your body. I've actually seen pictures of people that eat too much white bread, like Wonder Bread, and what it actually does is it glops in your stomach, and sometimes it can sit there for a month undigested, kind of like what red meat does. Ooh, wow, I wish I had some disposable income. I'm looking at some GMT 400s here. Got a couple Chevy Silverados, some Tahoes I would love to buy. I am broke, so not going to happen this month, that's for sure. I know, right? Carl goes, nap time, Matt. Get one in today. We'll have more energy for later this afternoon. Carl, I'm going to try. I've never been a person that naps very well. Like I can lay down in the afternoon and maybe just close my eyes, but I can never fall asleep. I'm actually I hate to use this word, but I'm jealous of people that can actually nap because I just can't. I wish I could. All right, everybody. We're going to end this at 40 minutes in. So we got another 30 seconds. Okay, here we go. Wow. I usually eat old time honey wheat bread, Mark Covington says. I've never heard of that brand myself, but it sounds like a good option. Like I said, wheat bread over white all the time. Look for used Ford F-350 or F-250. I would, but for what I use a vehicle for, it's much better to have an SUV than a pickup truck, because when I get my computer hauls, if I have a pickup truck, I'd have to put a cap on it. And if you know about pickups, the caps never seem to seal properly. And if it rains on my way back and those computers get wet, my product's destroyed. So realistically, if I get another vehicle or I'd have to get rid of something, it would probably be another SUV. May not be a Tahoe or a Suburban, but it could be something like I might go Ford. I might go something like an Expedition or an Escalade, or an Escalade, Excursion. Though I don't see myself ever being able to afford an Excursion anytime soon. And with that, we've come to the end of this health and fitness live stream. Thank you for coming. Please continue to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.